like that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm like, this guy's in a hole. He obviously owes money to these other guys, and then there's guys all over New York who are like, hey, you know, where's my money? Where's my money? You owe me money. Blah blah blah. And it's just like
all kinds of mobsters, dude.
He owes money to everybody, which is crazy.
So that makes me. They never really get into how much he owed, right?
Towards the end, they say towards the end he owes $100,000, I believe.
Yeah.
To Arno, that's how much he owed. So that's why he was trying to get Garnett at the auction to go over 200,000 so he could make all this money for himself, you know?
Yeah.
And then he got pissed when he could only do like 160, and then he's like, I did all this fucking work for what, 60 fucking grand or whatever, you know? And that's why, because he was going to have to pay them 100 G's, probably from a failed bet that he did before, because he is a compulsive weirdo.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's that compulsive of a liar, but compulsive actions were just rapid. Like, everything, the movie was kind of long. Like, I wouldn't say the pacing was bad, but like the actions took for the pacing were just like, fuck, like, really? Like, yeah.
I thought the pacing. It's funny that you say that. I thought the pacing, it like flies. This movie flies by for me. It doesn't feel over 2 hours at all, in my opinion. But that's also probably because you're so on edge too. You know.
It flew so fast because of all the fuck ups. I'm like, fuck, man. Can someone really just take 10 steps backwards that fast, dude? Like, holy shit.
I feel like that, bro.
You know, another thing to talk about was the opal, how symbolic the opal was itself. Basically the opal is a gem, but in this movie they call it the uncut gem because it wasn't fully purified. So that's what makes it an uncut gem, because there were still like slight rocks on it.
Yeah.
But basically what I read or what I listened to on a YouTube channel was the opal was a sign of basically Howard's trying to take control of his life, of his surroundings, and he's steadily still losing control. Because when they find the opal, the African miners, it zooms in, which I think is my favorite scenes in the movie, is when they zoom in on certain things and it becomes a bigger expansion.
Yeah.
To maybe a bigger theory or story, or I don't know how to describe.
I feel like I was watching the Ant-Man movie.
Yeah. Like, I basically thought of the Infinity Stones or something. Yeah. Like, this is such a big world, and you're seeing such a big world for one guy, and him trying to take control of that world, but it's losing a grip because there's so much things around him that he can't control. Like his family, side girlfriend, 2, 3, his job, 4, like, I don't even know what else.
His betting habits.
5, like, you can just keep going on for this guy. Basically, all those problems are like the universe piling on Howard Ratner, dude. Like, the opal was a sign, and it wasn't even a sign that it was gonna fix his life. Like, he basically still gave it away, even though he was so focused on getting it. And basically, I want to talk about this as well, is that the opal, giving it to Kevin Garnett, was a sign like he's manipulating people, like the African miners for one. 2, Kevin Garnett, he was manipulating, and his gambling debts. You know what I mean?
KG even knew that he was like upping the bet when he was having what's his name, Gooey or whatever his name is.
Talking to him about his stats, like, it's not good for your stats, KG. You gotta have this opal. I'll give you the gem if you do good in the game. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that sign of gambling, dude, like, he just took that leap. Like, it was insane. I thought it was like a really good display, a deeper display of a gambler.
Yeah, it shows you how like this downward spiral you can go. in when you're like addicted to, I mean, any addiction really, but I mean, in gambling, you're kind of just, you're not just fucking up your debt. It's money too from your family.
Yeah. What would you guys say, like, is your favorite scenes in the movie? I honestly like the Opal parts, and we can't spoil. I don't want to spoil the end yet, but that was my favorite part, is zooming into the Opal, and it becomes like a giant universe. My favorite scene. What do you guys say?
I have to say when Kevin Garnett, towards the end, when they're like having that conversation in his office, and he's like, you see what they're betting? They're betting on you to lose. Doesn't that piss you off? Doesn't it want to make you say fuck you to these guys?
Those guys don't know you. They don't know you. This guy know you.
And then, like, you can see him. He fired up Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, especially
like,
the interview at the end of the game.
He's like, I know some of these people, they were betting against me, but I just want to tell them, like, blah, 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 like, I'm here, or something like that. I was like, oh my God, like, this will just manipulate a fucking athlete, like, of the stature of Kevin Garnett. And, like, just, like, really just turned him around and stuff,
It was kind
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that I felt like they connected in that moment in his office, because he was like, you're good at at being an athlete at sports, but I'm good at hustling. This is what I do. This is how I win.
This is my sport.
And
it goes back to, like I said, control, dude, because at first KG came into his place and fucking like wrecked everything, if I'm not mistaken. Like, he came in to his place with goons, and they started like bossing up his employees in the beginning. And then also those other goons came as well, the ones Arno's homies. Like a big, and then he even tells KG, like, yo, thanks for the security, or, you know what I mean? Like, he had like a power trip, but like he wasn't fully in power. It was like kind of cool to see someone like that.
I think my favorite scene would probably be the confrontation after the auction goes wrong, and they're in the middle of the city, and Arno and his guys have had enough, and they fucking they just punch Howard in the throat.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
He's like, I don't have the money yet, but I'm gonna get you your money, don't worry. And they just punch him in the throat. And then
they're like, you're lucky there's people around.
Yeah. And then he runs after them. When they walk away, they're gonna leave him alone, and he fake calls Garnett on the phone, and they figure it out. And they throw him in the fucking the fountain in front of everyone. And the music, well, throughout the film really, but the music right there, and just that scene, it escalates everything, where you're just you're starting to feel, if you don't already feel it, the stakes and what's really, where this is all leading to, you know what I mean?
I would say the music was as good as on par with Upgrade, dude. Upgrade had a good little type style of music. You would think they could have maybe used like classical stuff for this movie, but I think it was perfect. Like what he went with. What was the guy's name? The guy who made the music. The
composer Daniel Lapotkin. He also has some weird stage name as well that he performs under.
Damn. Yeah, dude, the music was excellent, and it did good risers, dude.
AKA
Aquaman. But dude, I liked Aquaman, but the risers, dude, the risers. What was did James have a favorite scene? Did you already say your favorite?
Oh no, probably when he gets the call from the doctor who did the colonoscopy, when he's arguing with what's his name's Lakeith Stanfield's character, I think, but I don't remember his name. Is it Demond? or something like that.
Damani,
Damani, and he's talking to the doctor, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it came back negative." And he's like, just with your family history, we were kind of worried. And he's like, "Oh yeah, what is it with Jews and colon cancer? I thought we were supposed to be the chosen ones." And to me, I was just like, "Oh my god!" It's to me, it was like, "Oh, that's kind of Sandler pulling out a little bit of his like Sandlerness, but like keeping it in tone with the movie, so it felt natural and it flowed with it. It didn't upset the balance of the movie. It just kind of was like a little thing that just made me kind of laugh a little bit, and I thought that was a really cool scene.
Yeah,
I know the Safdie brothers were big before they did this film. They were huge Sandler fans, and I guess like to ease the tension of working with such a big star on the set, they were kind of like wise asses with him and would quote like his other movies, and they would fucking play basketball because they're all big basketball fans, obviously, and they would just fucking shoot the shit like on the set or whatever. So that's pretty cool.
Not to ruin your Swan facts, but wasn't this movie built for Sandler supposedly? Like,
yeah,
that's what.
Yeah, that's I guess my Swan facts are kind of built around that, but that's not ruining it. But yeah, I think they initially came to him and he said no in 2000, because this screenplay, I think the first draft of it was finished in 2009, and from 2009 on till 2018 when they were trying to get it made.
I heard it was his agent was the one that totally turned it down, read the script, and I was like, nah, this is not a movie he'd be interested in, or not even that the agent was. So, and it's funny to me because of how much praise it got. So why wouldn't they just be down? And then it really had to be looked at over and over again for it to be put through. So like, and look how much it received, dude. Like he's getting way more praise all over again. So just because this one movie,
I think it goes back to what you said. The whole movie feels like a risk. And when you're reading this for the first time and you're looking at your star who hasn't, like his last big movie was Pixels in 2015, before this.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So, in that way, I could see them being scared, like, I don't know if he could do, like, this punch drunk love type of serious shit anymore. Like, what if people think it's dumb? Or, you know what I mean? Like, the last thing an agent wants is another flop, because for a while, I don't think Sandler was doing too well. He did that was Jack and Jill or whatever that fucking did horrible.
And the bedtime stories.
Critically, yeah, for a while in a row, it was just like people were not feeling him. And I feel like this, I'm so happy that it ended up back in his lap, because it's like resurrected him as a serious, like he's still got it. You know what I mean? He has something to offer.
They were looking for Happy Gilmore, not Adam Sandler or something.
Yeah.
Does anyone know the budget? I'm pretty sure it made a lot more money because it was still in AMC and other things like that. So,
it definitely, like I said, it's the biggest opening for A24. It made, I think 50 million.
Made 50 million box office.
Oh hell yeah, dude! For A24 too, shit.
And budget was 19 million.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Hell yeah.
What were you going to say, James? Did you...
Oh, no, I was going to say, I was bringing up, I think when they first released that teaser of just Adam Sandler standing there, and it was like a 30-second teaser, and it was just a bunch of people yelling his, their name or whatever, and it
like
was just
a
him standing there.
Screen test or something?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. And I remember sending that to you specifically, being like, "Oh my God, man, this looks like." I'm like, I think this is the one that brings back Sandler or whatever. Like, I was so hyped for it, and I had never heard of it before that, or anything. But I was just like, man, like this movie looks sick. Like it's gonna be amazing.
That must have been like last November or something, because I know it came out last Christmas.
I was just like, yeah, Adam Sandler is gonna be a mob boss, dude. That's gonna be sick. But then it's something different.